All right, guys, let's do this. What up? It's JoJo on the radio. This is the iHeartRadio Countdown. Holy crap, Akon. When's the last time I saw you in person, dude?
I can't even remember. It's been so long.
It is such a. I mean, I'm kind of when they said Akon wants to come in. I'm like, hell yeah. Everything good?
Everything is amazing, man.
You've been busy, apparently.
Yeah, apparently very busy these days.
Before I get to music, Akon, I've seen all over Instagram over the last couple of years and whatnot, all this work you've been doing in Africa.
Yeah.
It's called Akon Lighting Africa, I believe.
So the earlier part was, it all started with Akon Lighting Africa. And then now we're building Akon City. So Akon Lighting Africa is a utility company that I have in Africa where we're providing solar energy to all the households there.
Wow.
Yeah. So now we're building cities and smart cities in Senegal, starting in Senegal.
Aside from just being a good human, what or who inspired you to do this?
Man, it was.
Or is that just it?
Yeah, it just happened. These are just courses of things in my life that just happened. I saw that voids that needed to be done, and I just started doing it. And it just become big projects. Yeah.
And a lot of people talk the talk. And not to say people are bad, because I'm the same way. I don't know what to do aside from just, posting stuff or, donating. But you put your money where your mouth is. You're doing this. So I just want to throw that in there and just say it's super impressive.
Thank you.
New album soon, I'm told.
New album coming very soon. As of right now, it's February, but with all the hype that's happening, I might have to push it up.
It's a good problem. I assume the album is it done, or 20%?
The album done and ready to go. The album is unbelievable. I'm so excited about it.
What can you say? Leak? Most of it's top secret, obviously. Got to be careful of them leaks, But
Got to be careful.
What can you say about this thing? What can you? Yeah, give me a little something.
Ooh, it's one of them albums that I can't really describe, because put it this way, it's gonna be anything and everything that you ever loved about Akon is gonna be on this album.
Gotcha.
So you will not be disappointed because I know sometimes artists come after a long, layover, and then they come and it sounds totally different from what you expected to have, right?
Like they changed everything.
Yeah, they just become somebody else. You're like, wait, who is this, right? They go through this thing, you're like, bro, I like the guy that left or the girl that was always like. So me, I understand that because I'm an artist and a fan myself. So, but what I did though is say, I know what the fans love of me and what it is about me that they always love. So I always preserve that part of the music in it. But then that's also going to be a part that you've never experienced that I think you're going to really enjoy.
Let me ask. Okay, I've had artists come in. I've talked to a million artists, obviously. And how do you? Because you're a producer as well, and you've signed artists and all this. Artists want to grow and they want to change and they want to evolve. But how do you explain to someone? Yes, grow and evolve, but don't change what they love about you.
Exactly. And that's the thing. But me being a producer and a songwriter, it gives me a little bit more leverage because I've already mastered that art, right? Because I always have to help others and other artists stay who they are as they come in with new music without changing, but also progressing, right? So
gotcha.
When it was to do it for myself, only thing I had to change was the experience that I was going through. But the vibe of it is, it's going to hit you real hard.
I've heard around the building that you've been telling people about your Michael Jackson stories. And I'm a huge Michael fan, I don't know if you remember, Michael tattoos. I met him once years ago. Give me one of your Michael Jackson stories.
I think I might have told all my Michael Jackson stories.
Give me something.
There was only two real good stories.
The deep voice story, right?
The deep voice story and the IMAX story.
What's the IMAX story?
Oh, you never heard the IMAX story?
I don't know if I have or not. Give me that one.
Okay, cool. So Mike was living in Vegas at the time that we came to hang out with him, right? So I'm hanging out with Mike for almost a whole year and a half. We practically living together.
Right.
Working, right? So one day he says, listen, Con, I want to take you to go to see this new IMAX experience. I said, what is that? He said, well, it's this new technology with theater. Oh, my God, you're going to love it. You got these 3D glasses, and it's like everything is coming right at you. You've never seen it before. It hasn't been introduced yet, but they're showing a sample of it to me, and I want you to come with me. I said, cool. So we're going. Next thing you know, he said, I'll be right back. So I'm sitting down in the chair, and then someone comes sit next to me, and he's just watching TV with me. So I'm thinking, okay, this is a guy that's going to be rolling with us to the IMAX experience. So I'm like, damn, what's going on with Mike? It's been 20 minutes. So I was like, excuse me, can you go grab Mike? He's like, excuse me? I'm waiting for you, Con. I say, wait, what? Dude, he was sitting next to me for 20 minutes. I did not even know it was him because he was a master of disguises.
No kidding.
Yes. And then it hit me. Oh, smack. He's right. He can't just go to an IMAX theater as Michael Jackson. Like, the people will go nuts. So now we get up and we're going. We get to the Wynn because that's where it's going to be. It was at. We get to the Wynn. Now we get out the car and we're walking. Going up the escalators. As we're going up the escalators, these group of fans are looking down like, oh my God. So now I'm like, oh, they recognize Michael Jackson. Oh, this is a wrap. It's over. We're not going to be able to get out of here. We're going up the escalators, and they all come running towards us. And I'm like, okay, guys, relax. Not realizing they're coming after me.
Oh, I knew it was coming.
Right. So now I got all these kids over here wanting pictures, hanging out with us. And as it's happening, Mike is on the corner over there just giggling like. And I'm like, what? So at this point, so now, mind you, there's other people wanting pictures. And Mike was like, you guys want pictures of Akon? Come take pictures. Come take pictures. I'm like, bro, how would you set me up like this? Now, mind you, he changed his voice to speak to them so they wouldn't recognize him, right?
Right.
So in my mind, I'm like, I should blow up his spot. Like, I should really blow up his spot right now.
There's Michael Jackson right behind you.
All this time, I'm taking these pictures, and I'm saying to myself, if they only knew that Mike is standing right here next to us. Like,
God,
that's crazy.
What a trip. People love themselves some Akon, too.
Yeah,
Akon.
man, it was pretty cool, though.
Akon, what do people normally say when they see you in public? You know, like, do they come up to you and just talk, or do they scream? Like, what is that interaction?
It's interesting because it depends on who it is, right? And because I have such a array of fans from different cultures, so when I see black people, right, and they see me, they always go, "I'm locked up," from a distance. Or they may go, "Hey, Connor, Young Jesus." Right? And I'm like, okay, hi, how are you? Right? But then when I see white people, they're coming like, "Oh my God, smack that!" Right?
Oh my God.
And I see like the elders, the more senior citizen guys, like they always sing lonely. Like that's for some reason. People always approach me with one of my songs. They never just say hello.
So if you closed your eyes, depending on their reaction, you could tell kind of who.
Right. I can tell which fan base.
Oh my God. Your Akon on tour as we speak. Yeah, on tour right now, right?
Yeah, we got, so we have the Akon Superfan Tour. The next one, actually, we just did America, then we did European. Now we're doing Asia next. So in the meantime, though, I'm kind of like doing spots, but we have this thing called Headliners Only that I created along with Kevin Hart. So me and Kevin Hart partnered up for the music side of Headliners Only, which is a crazy IP that he put together, but he pulled me in on the music side of it that we're partnered up on. And the first one was picked up by Netflix, where it was him and Chris Rock. So the music side of it, which is the first one I'm doing, is the one with me on a music level, and I chose for me and Burna Boy to do it because we're both from Africa. We both made it crazily big outside of Africa as big pop artists. And it was one of them things where we tell each other's story, and then we ended off with this huge concert, which we're going to be doing on the 23rd and the 24th of October at the Peacock Theater, which we will be filming live, and then it's going to be aired on all the theaters in February.
I bet hanging out with, just bringing up Kevin Hart, he's got to be a riot just to run around.
No, he's amazing person, like super funny. You can't keep a straight face around him.
I bet.
Just a ball of positivity, man. He's like he's one of my favorite people. I love that dude.
Do you enjoy road life? I know you love being on stage, I would assume,
right.
But everything that comes with. Because I talked to a lot of artists, and when what a lot of them tell me is when they're at home, they wish they were on the road. Right. When you're on the road, you kind of wish you're at home.
Yes.
Where do you fall on that?
I'm the same way. When I'm on the road, I really always want to be home. But I spend more time on the road. But if you was to ask me, I would probably prefer to be home now because of so many years of being on the road, you know?
I bet. Akon, do you use, don't tell me if you do this, but don't tell me the name, but do you use a hotel alias when you're on tour, like at hotels and whatnot? The fake name thing?
It depends on where I'm at because my real name is very hard for people to know anyway. And I got so many of them that I just choose one. How
many names do you?
Enough.
Do you ever have to sign a check or whatever with all the names? Or
yeah, I just put initials.
Okay. Do you have an old? I love the hotel alias thing. It's so rock star.
I still use my alias till today.
Do you have an old one you can reveal, or has it been the same one forever?
Well, yeah. Now it's a new one now, but my old alias was Convict.
Oh,
and it was so obvious because it's
so obvious,
but no one never used it because they were like, he would never put Convict on his room. But that was like my name for like almost 12, 13 years.
I'm shocked nobody guessed that one.
Nobody guessed it ever.
You gotta be kidding. Let's do this track. Akon's Beautiful Day. What's the backstory on this thing?
Ooh, no, Beautiful Day. I think this record's gonna change the game and create a nice little shift. So the idea was to just bring great, happy, positive music back again. That's create memories. You know
Simple as that, huh?
Simple as that. Because I just feel like the vibrations of music has been really low these days. So I wanted to kind of uplift the energy.
Akon, two-part question. I'm guessing you're going to have a story for this one. What do you consider your best live performance ever? I mean, everything was just about as perfect as it can be. Then the complete flip of that, what do you consider your worst? Everything, for whatever reason, went straight to hell. Give me those two if you got.
Well, I've never really had a straight to hell moment, but I did have a crazy disappointing moment in the most exciting time of a concert.
Okay.
And it just happened at the Rock in Rio that I just left.
What
200,000 people. And one of the craziest concerts. And then there's this thing that I do where I go inside my absorb ball and I roll into the crowd, right? And the crowd bounces me back and forth.
Like a big plastic kind of.
Yeah.
Okay,
see
yeah.
through, and I'm inside of it like a little gerbil. Like
That's
just
crazy.
around. It's crazy. But this time I was like, oh, it's 200,000 people. This is going to be nuts. Wait till I get out there. I'm so excited. I've been thinking about it all night. I get in my ball and I'm rolling and I'm rolling and I'm rolling. And I get to the steps where I normally would roll down and then they tip me over. As I'm rolling down the steps, soon as I get to the second step, the ball goes flat.
No!
In the middle of everything. There happened to be some pointy object there and it bust the ball. So I never got my Rock in Rio ball experience.
So it just kind of.
Yeah.
So what do you do? Just pick up the plastic around you?
I kind of just unzipped myself and just rolled out. And the crowd was so upset because they knew it was coming. And they was like, you know what? They just started cheering because they knew I felt mad. I felt so bad. Bro. I really wanted to. It was the worst.
So I assume you've got a spare ball, or you patched that one up since then.
I got plenty of balls.
It's good to know. All right, Akon. I don't know if you know this about me, but I am obsessed with the paranormal, ghost, haunted houses, all that stuff. Yeah, I've got a podcast called Paranormalish. I talk to people who've had paranormal encounters year round, not just because we're close to Halloween. You seem like the type, dude, that at one point in your life you must have had a paranormal encounter. And if you haven't, that's fine. Mm-hmm. But have you ever had something you would consider paranormal happen to you?
Actually, no.
Really?
Because I never really believed in ghosts. I believe in aliens.
Well, if you ever see one of them,
aliens.
For
sure.
Aliens have been very well documented. I think lately.
That's so true. Like anyone that don't believe in aliens is an idiot.
Okay, well let me give you this. Speaking of, like, you're on tour, right. Obviously. Stay in some beautiful hotels. But what you probably don't realize is, I would imagine half or more of these hotels, I'm just throwing a random number, have, a history to them.
Yeah, people died in those rooms.
Yeah, don't stay in room B340. Look out for the 7th floor. Would you ever consider, for me, your buddy JoJo, requesting the haunted room and staying in it, and then telling me what happens, if anything?
You know what? I will. But how do I document it?
Well, if something just keep your phone handy. If something happens, just get the phone up and if the bed starts shaking, get that phone out.
Should I get a portable camera and just keep it recording all night?
That would be ideal.
Yeah, that's what I would do. Because I'd be too tired. If I heard noise, I'd just be like, oh well.
Like whatever.
I still be asleep. I sleep through all crazy type of noises.
Like it could be 10 ghosts in there flipping the bed upside. The Exorcist. God, hey guys, like whatever. Just turn the light off when you're done.
Yeah, that's me.
You told me this a long time ago, and I always found this fascinating. I've even shared this story with other artists. You told me stories about how when you traveled in a bus doing tours and whatnot, you would record from time to time on the bus. Yeah. And you had a studio set up in the back. And I believe, even when there'd be like little squeaks or bumps in the road, some of that stuff would way low in the mix, but it would end up, on the track in kind of a cool way. Give me one of those. First of all, do you still do that?
Yeah, still do that.
Really? Tell that story again, because I want people to hear this again.
Yeah, so most of the time, like a lot of my earlier records for sure, they were all recorded on a tour bus.
All of them. Wow.
And what's interesting, I know one record that people didn't know was recording a tour bus was Dangerous.
That was on, no kidding.
I recorded that on, and Kobe O'Donis, always talking about what you got, always talking about what you got. That was also recorded on the tour bus as well, too.
What was it? Was there a magic to the bus? Like you just felt like something?
It wasn't, I don't think it was a magic to it. It was more about accessibility. You know what I mean? Because on the road, you can't find studios like that, especially in those little small hick towns and places like that. So we always had, and I was always coming with ideas and concepts. And I was not only just writing for myself, I was writing for a lot of other artists that had deadlines to, have certain songs turned in by a certain time. So I was just always working. So it was. I needed something portable to be able to move around and do it. But
What
even
a good idea. Yeah.
so it just worked out perfectly.
Do you still, or I don't know if you did this, I forget this. Do you record in hotel rooms ever?
Yes, definitely.
How does that work? Because in my head, I'm picturing like I get the recording studio set up, you put the mic in the bathroom or whatever, however you do.
Right.
But there's got to be somebody next door that's trying to sleep, and they call like, there's somebody singing in the room next to me. Do you ever get like, how do you deal with that kind of stuff?
Well, because I always have the presidential suite, so
Well, yeah, of course. What am I
there's
thinking?
never nobody next door. You normally get the whole half of the floor.
So Akon's not staying at the whole house inn like the rest of us. He's in the presidential suite. Of course, you're working with you've always worked with a ton of artists. You signed a bunch of people. You're responsible for quite a few careers, including your own, of course. Who you working with now? Who should we look out for? You know, what do you got going on?
Yeah, so right now I'm so happy because normally when I come out, I always come out with new acts as well. So I got a girl group called Simeon. 3 girls, 3 sisters, amazing. Like they're about to go crazy. They got a song called Utterly in Love that we'll be distributing very soon. So you guys will be definitely looking out for that. Then I have Brooke and Coda, 2 girls, also sisters, straight out of Chicago. Monstrous. They're more like hip hop, melodic type of, but they're more of a pop group that just has a huge hip hop influence with stupid melody. Definitely look out for that. And then of course I got Amira, who's also one of my primary international artists. She's more some, like pop Afro beat type vibes.
Right.
Killing it. Like she's killing Nigeria right now. So we're working our way back into the United States. You know what I mean?
You have a knack for finding these like artists, or maybe they have a knack for finding you. I don't know.
They be finding me.
Thumbs up. Message to your fans. And you've had, we're talking years, the OGs, like you were mentioning earlier, to the new fans,
Right.
What's your message to these people that some have grown up with you, love you, all that? What do you want to say to them?
Well, especially the fans, all I can do is just thank them and appreciate them, man. Because you got to think my last official album was released in 2008.
Goodness.
That was a long time ago, right?
You back.
I don't even, like, when I think about it now, I'm like, wait, it's been what, that long? Like, you know what I mean? Like, really? So for them to have kept me this relevant for this long, all you can do is thank them and just thank God that you got fans like that. So
that means the music you put out had what's called staying power.
That's
which is not a lot of tracks, not a lot of, a lot don't have that.
Right.
And you do.
Thank you, man.
What else do people need to know about Akon?
Oh, man. Ooh, I think they pretty much know a lot about me. But then again, they don't.
True.
There's a lot they may not know.
What do you call home now?
Atlanta. Yeah, I'm based in Atlanta. I'm based in Atlanta when I'm in the States, and when I'm in Africa, I'm based in Senegal.
I went to Atlanta last year for one of our Jingle Balls.
Oh, it was crazy. I heard it was nuts.
It was awesome. And then after we left, and I went and got some barbecue. I forget the name of the place, but Atlanta, you guys have some.
Oh yeah,
serious...
soul food in Atlanta is the truth.
It was like midnight, lying around the place. I'm like, oh, this smells so good for like a mile around. Like, God, Akon, thank you so much for hanging out.
Thank you, JoJo.
Absolutely. At the end of every interview, Akon, fist bump to make it official. Give me a little. Bye.